How's it going, guys? I told you I would be back soon. I'm gonna keep making videos. I don't know when this one is gonna go up, but I'm just gonna record it while I can. We're talking about the 2006 Audi A6 today. I think it's full bolt-on, but I'm not really sure. Full bolt-on for my other cars is a little different. This car has a CATLESS downpipe, new coils, R8 coils, a catch can, PCV delete, and that's an ECS PC delete. What else? AFE cold air intake on this car. I think that's the only thing I did in the engine bay. Oh, and it's running a AODHON stage 1 or stage 2 too. So this is where I question the full bolt-on thing. On the AODHON page, to go to the next tune, I would have to get front-mounted intercoolers, and when I did the research on that, I thought it was a little too labor-intensive for something I'm not actually going to feel, and that's a big thing. We'll talk about that the next time we talk about the F10, because I think I might surprise a few folks. Now, this car is, if I haven't mentioned it in previous videos, a 6-speed manual. I put in this Android head unit. It works all right. It uses this external mic for Bluetooth, but as you can see, that broke. But anyway, it's all right. Sometimes it sound just dies on it, but it works out great. All right, so interior wise, that's the only mod I've done outside of the head unit. I love this car the way it is, so there hasn't been a whole lot done. I've always wanted a manual, and I've always wanted a station wagon. It didn't matter which model manual or station wagon it was. It didn't need to be Audi, it didn't need to be BMW, it didn't need to be Benz. It could have been anything as long as I liked it. One of the things my wife and I talked about getting as a together project was a Magnum, a Dodge Magnum, and a V8 Hemi, and we make that our little cruise car. And it still may happen. The only thing is, those cars bore me. I like the way they look. They are just boring. There's so much that has been done. There's nothing I could do to make it any different than anybody else's car that's been hot rodded or upgraded. So that got a little bit boring to me. My goal with this car was to try and keep it as stock looking, a sleeper. Keep it as stock looking as possible on the outside, and make sure that this 4-cylinder had some get up and go. Not a whole lot of horsepower. I just wanted it to be quick. As it is right now, that's what it is. One of these days, I will take it to a dyno that can do all-wheel drive, because it is a Quattro, and have them dyno tune the car and do all of that, so I know everything I need to know about this car before I give it to my son-in-law. It's going to be his daily driver, but I want to make sure it's perfect. As perfect as I can make it. So let me start the car up so you guys can see. It has 157,207 miles. I don't remember what it had when I got it, but it wasn't a lot less than this. Maybe 140, 130 something. I've had this car for going on 4 years now. I don't drive it that much anymore. It used to be my daily, and then I started buying other vehicles, and this became an afterthought. And then I loaned it out to a family member, and the key became missing. A lot of parking tickets and all of this shit. So it's like, all right, no more loaning my cars out. Starts right up, as long as the battery has a charge, and I've been keeping it on a trickle charger. All right, I'm gonna pop the hood. This is something I wanted to talk about. This is why we're doing this video today. I left it running. Right? ECS catch can. Pull this up so you guys can see ECS PCV delete. Only the best BMW coils. AFE cold air intake, as I mentioned earlier. And if you look down there, that is what they call the test pipe, but it's basically a downpipe. and it is wrapped. This car does have the twin turbos, the stock OEM twin turbos. A lot of these hoses have been upgraded. Put the Odyssey battery in there. And what I wanted to show you guys is what was going on over here. Alright, let me take this cover off. Now when I got the car, this cover had cracks in it, but it wasn't anything too bad, right? If I can get it off. It was a handful because this thing isn't flat. The backside actually drops behind this box. Alright, so since it's already jacked up, I don't mind yanking it out. Check it out. See that plastic in there? That's because I had to put bags to cover this unit. If you take this off, there's some relays under there, and water would accumulate in here and cause the fans to run on the car when the car wasn't on. I didn't know what the hell was going on. So one day I decided, let me just look at the electrical system, pulled out the schematic, started looking for stuff, and then I started digging for the relays. And they're right under here. I would take this off, but because this clip is broken, it's a nightmare to put it back in. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see what I see. No, you can't. But down here, back here, opens up into the cabin of the car. And because that was cracked and this was catching water and all of that stuff, water was leaking into the interior of the car. And I thought it was coming from the heater core. I flushed it, checked it. It came back fine, but I changed it out anyway. The heater core was inexpensive, and the job was fairly easy. But those relays kept failing, so I changed those out like 4 or 5 times. And then I realized it was because of the water incursion and this the cover that's supposed to go here. I still have the OEM cover. It's in decent shape, but the cover that goes on this side, the one I just ripped off with all the plastic, is bad, allowing water into this area. And then from this area, it ends up into the cabin of the car. And I think that is why I get so much mold in the car. So my goal is to go to the junkyard, to re-pull it, and get all of these pieces off. The hardest part about this is you have these forks. This one here, this one here. There's supposed to be one back here, and I think there's one hidden back here. I would usually have to take this cowling off to get it, but because that unit was all cracked up, I was able to just yank it out. I'm going to stick it back in there for now. Once I get that done and taken care of, and I know that I addressed the leak, I will go in the car and redo the entire interior. I put new headliner in it, new pillars, all of that stuff, because everything that's in here now is worse for wear, you know? And the parts that I can't find replacements for, I'll just do some plastic welding and fix the other parts. When I tell you guys that this is the most fun car I have to drive, the F10, the E39, the E60, none of them compare to what this thing feels like on the road. And I'm sure it's because it's so small. I mean, it's a very nimble car. Extremely nimble. Okay? But I'll get it up in there, and I'll take you guys along with me when I do the interior and fix everything. Let's see. Good thing I didn't. The one thing about the German cars is they think of everything. Radio cuts, screen goes black when you're in reverse. You can't lock the keys in the car. Like, the Germans have that shit figured out. So this seat, the one behind the driver's seat, that's terrible. But I'll get this cleaned up today. This will be the first project I do for today, is cleaning up these seats. I think I have some Chemical Guys leather cleaner. I know I definitely have some leather conditioner, and we'll treat that seat and get it back to new. Use some of my scrub brushes on my drill and get it done. But yeah, that's the update on the B7. Tomorrow we'll go over the E39. right, guys. I hope you're all out there having fun, being safe, and also being responsible. And I hit you with the fingers. Later.